Inverness Storm is a Pop Warner football and cheer program here designed to enhance athletes' experience around football and cheerleading in the city of Inverness. It offers young athletes the ability to really develop their abilities as a football player, learn the fundamentals of the game. Same thing for cheerleading. With some of the highest quality coaches, they offer mentoring to these young players as well. It's not just about what they do on the field, but what they do off the field as well.
It offers them a safe environment that stresses academics, promotes team unity, helps to build character, trust, and confidence in the youth in our community.
A typical week for a Storm cheerleader consists of several nights of practice, with conditioning, learning her routine, practicing her jumps, and also enjoying the friends that she's making during the season.
For a Storm player, a typical week will be Monday through Friday. They usually don't practice in the middle of the week on Wednesdays. They'll come in, they'll do some conditioning, they'll practice, there'll be some contact for football players. In the first few weeks of the season, all football players and cheerleaders go through conditioning. And then, beyond that, once they get past the conditioning portion, then they work really hard at developing the fundamentals of both football and cheerleading, tackling, blocking, stunting, tumbling, whatever aspect of the game for football and cheerleading for each one of those young athletes.
It's about camaraderie, academic excellence, hard work, determination. The kids that I've seen come up to the Storm, they get it done in the classroom and on the field. They're very good at overcoming the obstacles and things that try to slow them down, and a lot of it is just a direct result of being in the Storm and the work ethic that's been instilled in them since they were, some of them, 5, 6, 7 years old.
Inverness Storm is governed under Pop Warner Little Scholars, with scholastics being such a huge role in today's youth and for their future, their education.
We always take into account the fact that there's safety issues, and so much is in the news right now about concussions and other things. We take great caution with all of our coaches. They're all heads-up certified coaches. Every coach in our league, our cheerleading coaches, go through a risk management, but then they also go through a fundamentals cheerleading, a certification as well. So every coach that's on our field is background checked and has gone through safety protocols. They are all certified in CPR. And then beyond that, we put them in the best quality equipment available. All of our helmets are recertified every 2 years, and they're top of the line Rydell Air Speed helmets to safeguard our kids against concussion. So, Storm Organization brings all kinds of opportunities to our young athletes, both currently, through our Little Scholastics program. We really encourage them not to perform just on the field, but in the classroom, and we reward them for that. We do a banquet every year. There's scholarships that are available to them, and a lot of our Pop Warner athletes, even at the local level here in Inverness, have gone on to play D1 and D2 schools and scholarships, both football and cheerleading. So we believe it brings a lot to the table, not just for them in terms of their athleticism, but also in terms of their education.
With the Storm, since I've been president, I've made an opportunity to reach out to our middle school and high schools in our area in reference to, on the football side, what kind of schemes they're running as far as offensively and defensively. And because of that, we're transitioning, and by next year we're trying to transition where all of our football teams are running the same offense and defenses as our high school, middle school. What I believe that brings is, number one, their academics. They have to maintain a 2.0, a C average or better just to play, which is the same as in middle school and high school. So they are already used to that from the Storm Pop Warner organization. On top of that, we're trying to give our kids an advantage, the kids that have played years for the Storm, and give them a leg up going into these middle school and high school and wanting to play football. Because whenever we start the foundation at Tiny Mite, and if we work that all the way up through Pee-wee, possibly junior varsity, if we get enough numbers to have a junior varsity team, that gives these kids a huge advantage from running the same system for 7, 8, 9 years, depending on when they start, before they get into high school. And it turns out some really good football players, some really good athletes.
The Storm Organization also has a tremendous impact on athletes. We think we do a great job of making sure we bring along the best coaches available, not just to coach football, but to coach kids in life. because we think that coaches have an impact on kids in the way that no other person will have for the rest of their life. And so we want coaches in our organization that take the time to make things personal with those kids and make connections that last forever. You know, there's nothing like a coach 5 years down the road walking in Walmart and having a kid run up to you and say, "Hey, coach," you know, and we take that personal.
Largest impact it has is the camaraderie. For instance, last year, our Tiny My Parents, we have a group of, there's over 35 of us going to Daytona Beach this year. It hasn't been, football season ended in December. We're sitting here in mid-May, and these parents still keep in contact. They're still close. Do a lot of stuff kid-related as far as parties and meeting up out at the ball fields and throwing the baseball or kickball, whatever it may be. And it's built a really strong bond between these families that I don't see personally in other sports in our community. I think the other youth organizations do a great job. However, it does not provide that bond and camaraderie that Storm football has.
You know, one of the really unique things about Storm is the impact it has on families. You know, each and every week we spend our lives together. We're on the sidelines watching our kids grow together, watching our kids grow. And what happens is you come to football practice and you're segregated, you don't know anybody. But by the end of the season, you're part of the Storm family. And we come together, we celebrate our wins together, we go through our losses together, but overall as an organization you grow together, and that's growth that doesn't stop at Inverness Storm. It's growth that takes place all the way through high school, off the field, and in our personal lives. You know, I'm pretty biased about the Inverness Storm organization, but you know, I think we really set the bar for Pop Warner organizations in this area. You know, we've done a great job, I believe, putting together a structure through which our young athletes can thrive, which our coaches can be have the best tools and be the most successful. And our organization, because of those things and those resources that we bring to the table. And listen, the resources are in the people. It's not in money and it's not in facilities. It's in the people that we bring to the table to encourage young athletes to take the next step, to continue to get better, and to continually reinvest in themselves. We believe the Inverness Storm is the best around.